Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, and we'll start with today's show. So after the match where Man City played yesterday against Crystal Palace, where Man City beat them 3-0. So after the match for the post-match press conference, Pep Guardiola talk say we will be there. Say them good Man City will be there in case Arsenal slip up. And Pep self concede say the truth be say no be their hand today. If Arsenal win their next two games, it's over. They can't do anything. Okay, that's just the truth. Because when you even look at the ESPN reports, Guardiola, Man City there just in case Arsenal slip up in the title race. If you even look at the London Evening Standard reports, Pep Guardiola makes Arsenal claim as Phil Foden delivers new title warning. Now, Pep said, depends on Arsenal. He was telling the BBC Match of the Day. If Arsenal win two games, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing to talk about. So all we can be is in there, just in case the last two games are going to be tough. In fact, Pep Guardiola talk say he don't see many things. He know say the final day, a lot of things can go wrong. It might not be your day on the final day. You could just get bad luck. Like just the talk, but what's it made me they laugh when I they read all these reports and they watch all this video now? Because Pep they talk about final day, Foden they talk about final day. Leave final day first, beat Bournemouth first. You never beat Bournemouth. You talk about final day, one jump Bournemouth go final day. Who will go play Burnley? We will try as much as possible to collect our maximum point. Surprisingly, sef, this morning I think I do press conference. I thought na Friday they go do press conference, but our match na Monday. But I think I do press conference today or the Thursday. So I was surprised. So we'll so unpack that one. So when you also see waiting for Pep the talk, we say we've seen a lot of things can happen on the final day. I've experienced it many times when the game doesn't go your way. We just have to keep pushing and doing our part. So more just see how everything will unfold. Now for the press conference. So on the things where they ask Mikel. So on last night's City game, I know that say you know get them to talk about it because we want to focus on the things we can control. We are going to leave the things that are not within our control. Now on team news, it's not much at the moment. We still have a few days till Monday, so we'll have to wait and just see how certain players evolve and whether they are available or not. Now on possible plans for Tuesday, we prefer just to beat Burnley. That's it. In fact, they don't really talk the question when they what did they ask Arteta now? If we play Burnley, beat them on Tuesday, Shey Arteta go gather the players, make dem dey one place, dey watch Man City Burnley and Man City Bournemouth. I would say they ask Arteta come say no, so no. He say again, I'm sorry, we are not thinking about that type of thing. The only focus is Burnley and winning the game. That's the thing we can control. On focusing the team is really present. Is just living the moment. Is emotionally in a really good state. I think is the right one. We have most players available now. Okay, we lost Ben White the other day, but the other ones are coming back as well. Everybody's so enthusiastic and so positive about the way that we can finish this season. Now, moving on goal difference. This is first of all, you have to earn the right to win the game. Obviously, you can make a difference with more goals. That's obviously even better. But we are all playing very tough matches. We had a tough match against West Ham and we managed to win it. It was a great feeling. But we know ideally that scoring goals is going to be important. And Burnley presents us a huge opportunity to score goals and not concede. Now, on the reaction to the West Ham disallowed goal, instead the reaction from our side is extremely positive because we were so happy with the outcome and the fact that we won the game. Such an important game for us as well. We had a really intense week with the Champions League semi-final in relation to the reaction. I haven't seen any of that. I'm sorry. I'm very consistent on that since July to now. I think it's very clear. I don't think anybody that has football knowledge will question whether the decision and that they took the right one. On Ben White missing the World Cup, so we have to wait and see. It looks like a long-term injury. At the moment, the focus is that can we have him back and be available for Arsenal, and that's not going to happen in many weeks. Now, away from that, On his options at right back, we need to look at alternatives. Two players that we have, they are not available at the moment. So we need to look and do something else. The good thing is that we have experienced that all over the pitch this season because we had issues. Normally, they were in the same positions as well, and we have managed still to find the right level of performance and consistency. So I'm sure we will do that. On whether he watched the game last night, this is no. I was at a sponsored dinner. It was good with Emirates. Very good, very nice. On goal difference being a factor for this season's title race. I think it's part of the narrative. There are various options, and this could be one of those. It's a factor that is important from the start of the season. We know that the difference is so small, and if you can make the difference bigger in your favor, obviously we want to do it. Okay. On Monday's game being at home is the schedule that we have, obviously. It's been extremely demanding from the beginning. The team has coped with that in a really fantastic way. There is no other choice. We have the opportunity, and our supporters. It's going to be a Monday night. Let's take it the really positive way. Hopefully, we do something incredible with our supporters. We can replicate any of that. On Calafiori's fitness, no, we don't know whether he's going to be available. We still have days ahead. Hopefully, it's nothing serious. We just have to wait and see how he reacts. On Moscala playing right back, there are different options in relation to the opponent as well as the things I want to do. Not only one, but two and three options because games can vary. Players can pick up an injury. I don't know. I want to be flexible on that. On what has pleased him the most about this season, you get probably the capacity to adapt to very difficult and demanding circumstances. So that one saved it. Now, on different pressure of leading the table, the last few years have been very different. We think we have been in both positions, is what it is. I think the fact that we have been at the top for a long time shows the level of consistency and how well the team has done. We are still there in the league. It's where we are now, more than ever. Obviously, we want to finish in that position. On the supporters meeting the team coach before the game, I loved it. I think all the players loved it. I think it rebuilds an energy connection with them that we haven't experienced before. The whole preparation and the whole atmosphere showed that the level of meaning was higher and the level of implication and desire and passion from our supporters was different as well. It really helped. Now, on how the players reacted, the players were in the other boat, but I could see straight away all the staff and everybody was looking at each other. I said, wow, we are taking this now to a different level. Just look at the engagement, the passion, the enthusiasm of our fans in their lives. I think this was something to get. Now, away from that one, on what changed after the Man City defeat, because for context, after the Man City defeat, we never concede any goal from open play. I think the only goal we conceded maybe penalty or thereabout for Champions League. We don't concede any goal so far from open play. You get. So that's why I can say, what can change? So I think I got to explain. Say it was a reset moment. The performance was there, and I think we deserve much more when we got out of the once we got out of the game. But we use that as fuel to be even more convinced and to understand that what we have done up to now is fine. Let's learn every bit of it, and now let's use it for the last 5 games. That's what remains, and we have every chance to go and do it. On Timber's fitness, see, on this Timber fitness, it suits me, with Arteta talk. So Timber wanted to be very close to the team. He progressed a little in the last few days. Good. We are going to try and get him fit and available as quick as possible. Good. But let's see. He has been out for a while. Unfortunately, he's such an important player for us. We all know that. And he's doing everything he can to help the team in any capacity. We know his leadership, his quality, and how much the team needs him. When I just save her, like I talked yesterday, when I just save her, see Champions League final, I on Lisha. Now, on the ability to adapt, you can skip out because this press conference long ago. On Calafiori playing right back, I think the sample is so tiny. It's very difficult to judge a player when he has low minutes. Declan Rice, for instance, when he played as fullback against Brighton, it was exceptional. But then the other night, it was something else. So it depends. The sample is so little, it will remain so little from here to the end of the season to judge if a player is good enough, can perform in that position. And what is the cost of moving that player from one position to the other? And that's the balance that we need, which is why we should not contemplate on playing Declan Rice in fullback role because we are going to lose his presence in the midfield. It will affect us giddy. Now, on whether he can take the risk at right back, I don't know if the word is risk. At the end, we have to make a decision because the circumstances require that. With Miles, for instance, It was a bit different. It was a choice because of what we saw and what we believed that he could do and what the team was needing. And I think he has done so well. Now, on whether he's a father figure to the younger players, skip. On whether he treats everyone the same in the dressing room, skip. On whether Timber has a chance to play this season, there is a chance. But how big the chance is, I cannot tell you. I'm being completely honest. He's going to try to do everything he can to convert that chance as high as possible. So that one said they very good. On whether he feels he has one hand on the trophy, I feel that we have another opportunity on Monday to take a step closer, and that's the only thing. On the influence of Spanish coaches, skip. On what makes a difference for skip. Now, this brings us to the end of Arteta's press conference. It's still long, so I know if we take everything because not everything did that relevant. Now, away from that. So Trossard wife don't come outside now for social media. When they explain to everybody, say true, they don't separate. You get, say make everybody respect their privacy. You get. So, but you get one to the woman talk we shock me. The woman say they don't separate tipe. You don't take. So it just be like saying now we just they know. Now, me and Ogonora already talk this morning. So Ogonora call the tell me say, see this Trossard matter now. Sometimes we will criticize players, but we don't know what they go on for their personal lives. For instance, when the season starts, Trossard dey buy, all of a sudden Trossard lose form. What if now this in wife issue emotionally affect am? Now make am lose form. Why be say now when the wife come outside, come dey delete picture, Trossard come back, come pick from like e don dey officially like they no fit come back again. Trossard come get that hunger back. You sef think am? Because I believe say na this thing affects the guy. Because the wife say e don tey, no be now, they don't separate this year, they don't separate for long. But now it just dey official. So the woman come out and say yes. She post am for Instagram. Say yes, so we don't separate, oh, you get. So we don't separate, we don't. And I said a mutual understanding. But there's nothing mutual about all these things. Trossard and the wife. I think they have 2 kids. So they don't they officially separated. That's okay. Now, away from that, Oliver Glasner, when he talk wetin Man City no go like. So Glasner talk say, okay, those wey dey say make I no rest player against Arsenal, make I no rest player. Look at Manchester City, they have a final against Chelsea on Sunday. They rested players against Man City, they rested like 6 players. Key players, they rested players against us. So this is a justification. This is a legitimation that we too we can rest players against Arsenal because 3 days after Arsenal match, we have Conference League final. So may nobody ask me anything again. Let me read what he said. So when you look the report, speaking to reporters, Glasner was asked about the wholesale changes Man City made. In response, the Austrian highlighted that the citizens have a huge FA Cup final against Chelsea in 3 days. Glasner added that Man City's decision is probably the legitimation to make huge rotation against Arsenal, considering the Conference League final against Rayo Vallecano 3 days after that. He said, Man City have a huge final in 3 days. So maybe it is the legitimation to make huge rotation against Arsenal before the Conference League final, you get, which is fair. But maybe we should do our job first against Burnley. When we get that job done, then we'll see what Man City will do against Bournemouth. If they beat Bournemouth, then all eyes will be on the final game against Crystal Palace. We'll see the squad where Crystal Palace will bring against us. Now, what's the Schneider going to talk about the Champions League final? So him come of the opinion say this Arsenal and team maybe say they know they concede goals easily. If I have to say who I think will win, I will say PSG. But Arsenal are not conceding goals easily. They have a very strong defense with 2 central defenders with top quality. I don't believe the fullbacks are the best players in the Champions League, and that's where PSG have power, especially on the left side. Everybody with an Arsenal heart hopes Julian Timber will be back and recover for the final. That's why I miss about the route for the guy. Say make the guy recover on time so that he's going to be available for like we need him. We need him for that final because now go fit keep Kvaratskhelia quiet. We really need that. And the way me I take here. Yes. Now away from that, according to this, Messi don't reach 910 career goals with a magical hat-trick winning score. Messi sef dey pursue 1,000 goals, so nobody wan gree sha. He sef wan do like Ronaldo. We want more to watch. Now, Pep Guardiola gives instruction to Crystal Palace stars ahead of the defining Arsenal clash. Now, after the match Man City players today, Pep want to go meet all the whole Crystal Palace players. Nobody know wetin dey tell them. But the speculation in the media space now saying the tenants say make dem help am collect points from Arsenal. Even for the all those like interview wey dem dey do after games, dem come dey ask am so how far you get. Say hope say no be say dey go tell the players make dem help you run one or two, you get. So Pep come dey laugh because I read it. Pep come dey laugh. I say okay, that's fine. And Pep sef don talk am say na Arsenal hand e dey, you get. And Pep sef come dey complain say after they play the FA Cup final, they are going to play Bournemouth 3 days after. So first of all, they'll travel to London before they can travel to Bournemouth. Say it's fatigue. Say fatigue go really affects them. Now what's in Baba the talk. Now, Arsenal deserve it. Sky Sports pundits makes Premier League title prediction after Man City win. So when you read the London Evening Standard reports, because Jimmy Redknapp, they predict say Arsenal will win the Premier League title despite Man City's cranking up the pressure. So now what's in the talk. Now they've got Burnley at home on Monday Night Football. The atmosphere is going to be red hot. I don't think they've got players. Okay, I think they've got players the capability of playing against a side that has already been relegated. Then you are playing Crystal Palace who have a cup final. Everything just there in the Arsenal favor. They deserve this. They deserve to get to this point, and they had worked so hard. You can only imagine the emotions. They are relentless. City, they keep you honest, and they've done that so well. So I just feel right now after Sunday and being at that game, West Ham Arsenal, I think this is Arsenal's title. Now, Phil Foden after yesterday match, Foden said, "Come outside and say them they work so hard to keep Arsenal on their toes because anything can happen on the final day." We maybe going to say, leave final day first. Beat Bournemouth. You never beat Bournemouth. You talk about final day. Final day still far. Beat Bournemouth. In fact, for the cup final, I would root for Chelsea self to win because if Chelsea beats Manchester City, Man City go, their momentum will reduce. Their morale will go down. Chelsea not there. Their morale will go down. Shola. Now, according to ESA, David Raya is the only goalkeeper in history to win the Premier League Golden Glove and the Champions League Golden Glove. The guy is doing very well for himself. Now, away from that, PSG don't win French League, Ligue 1. They already win them. So we will try win them. It will make sense. We will win them before we go to Champions League final. I think will really give us high momentum. It will boost our morale. Yet. So Florentino Perez, we don't think they talk. They don't make sure say they know they sell Mbappe any day in time. If you mean Martin Q and be Petit, they talk say maybe Arsenal should go and get Mbappe. So from what Perez they talk, Perez say Mbappe is the best player Real Madrid have right now, golden boots. His mission is to score goals and he's scoring them. So there are other players who score a few. For this kind of statements, I don't say the man won't do any like seller get. Now, according now we call even here say Perez offer Real Madrid players 500,000 euros each, but then beats Bayern. But it don't really work out in their favor. Yes. Now, if Arsenal go on to win the Premier League, they'll win the trophy at Selhurst Park. How I wish say now for our own stadium we win now. How I wish. So now our own stadium we run the team. So but Guardiola they talk say they no trust VAR. So by the way, Manchester City are one of the clubs who voted in favor of VAR, but here you have Pep say you don't really trust the VAR. All right, my dear, stand of us will bring you a message from one of our sponsors in Mobile World Associates and Co-Limited, into construction services, dredging, canalization, real estate, sanction protection works. They're also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. If you want to reach out to them, call them on +234 8064642234. And they're located at number 7 Ekeniwa Road, Razi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of their services, please do reach out to them. So, my dear Arsenal lovers, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show an end. So, it's like come your way later in the evening to give you the evening news. Then thanks for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, all right, guys. Ciao.